Hello and welcome back to How to Build Software Without Coding. I'm Mr. Hackathon and I show you how to build software without coding. And in this tutorial, I am going to show you how to integrate your AI applications with small language models. We're going to take a look at a few small language models. For those that are not aware, we have been covering a lot of large language models when it comes to OpenAI and similar models for our AI application. But in conversations more and more, people are talking about small language models, specialized models, models tailored for very, very specific purposes and not generalized use cases. So you can see a few here. You can see some from Meta. You can see some from, I think Google has one here. Salesforce has one here. And typically for these models, I am going to Huggingface. So Huggingface is one of the leaders when it comes to open source models. Here I have the model by Salesforce, but if we actually open a new tab, we can find some models here. And you can see from Google, stability, let's see, you got Minstrel AI, you got lots of different models, ByteDance, that you can use. So I'm going to show you how to interact with some of these models for testing purposes. What I initially done is created a form like some of my previous tutorials. This is just a basic form to take the user input. And what it's actually going to do with the model I've selected is translate the English text to German. I'm using this model in particular, the T5 small. And what we have here is a make automation. So this is one of my favorite automation platforms to automate different processes. We have our trigger, which is any new response from our form from Tally. It's going to make a HTTP request to the model, then it's going to receive the response, and then it's going to send the response in an email, and it's going to email me the response. The only reason I'm using Tally as an input and Gmail as an output is so that I don't have to create some front end interface in some no-code platform. So this is just an easy way to showcase this whole automation for you as the audience. So I go ahead and hit run. I'll say, welcome to the world of no code. I hit submit. You can see that's gone through straight away. We are just going to take a look at some of the responses. So obviously it's taken the input. You can see it here. And actually it wasn't successful, so we're going to run it again. So that's gone through. So let's see, this one was successful. So we can see the data here, the translation to German. And if I go to my email, we can see the output. Just to give you a little overview on how this middle module works, if we go to the models and we go to deploy, we have a couple options. So we can deploy to SageMaker or Azure, or we can test it here. So what I use is the Inference API. If we go ahead and click on that, it will show you Python, JavaScript, and a curl request. And so I have everything I need here to put into my HTTP module. If we jump over to the HTTP module, don't forget to create a token. So I have my token here, but if you don't have a token, you would have to create a new access token. So if I click that, you will see create new token, You just create a token. And this is what you keep secret, because this is actually what gives you access to the service. So we jump back. So we have all the information we need here for our HTTP module. If I go to the HTTP module here, I use the make a request one. If I just show you, we actually have a couple different options, a basic auth request. You had different options here. But what you want to do is use the make a request. And now you don't want to show people this, but you've seen it now. So I'm going to delete it and create a new one. But you can see here, we have the URL, we have the post method, just like it has here, the URL, post method. We have the headers, our authorization, bearer, and our token, raw. We have our content type, and I have sourced the input from the tally module. And obviously we pass the response because we just want the value of this. And then what we have in Gmail is I am taking the value from the form to know who to send it to, have a fixed constant for the subject line, and then I am sourcing the translated text for the content. Very, very straightforward, but it gives you a way to begin to interact with some of these modules in your smaller applications for prototyping and experimentation when it comes to open source models and small language models. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me in the comment section or social media, and happy hacking.